Good evening, everyone. Chevy said the new Silverado wouldn't come out until late fall, but lo and behold, they have already started to arrive. As soon as we heard about one coming in, we rushed out to Sutherland Chevrolet in Nicholasville, so we could give you guys one of the first in-depth looks at one of the best-selling vehicles in the US. Special thanks to them for giving us a heads up, and if you're in the market for any new Chevy, be sure to stop by or visit their website, which we provided a link to in the video description. Now, since there are thousands of different configurations you can get the Silverado in, this review will focus on our brand new RST trim, but expect more videos of other trim levels to come later on. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to it. So starting out with the exterior styling, you can tell right off the bat that this is a far more extensive redesign than last time around. Not only have the structure and materials been changed, but the style factor has taken a big step up. Now, RST is a new trim for 2019, and it's designed to have the sportiest look among all Silverados. And indeed, this fully blacked out model has a real mean look to it. The grille and bumper areas are finished in body color, as opposed to black or chrome on the other trim levels. The new style continues into the full LED headlight cluster, where Chevy has uniquely separated the elements. So you've got LED low and high beams on the top, the turn signal on the bottom, and then a cool LED daytime running light connecting them. Finally, the fog lights are also LED, housed inside a chunky black lower bumper. Continuing around to the side, it also has a fresh look, with the shorter hood and smooth circular wheel arches. To my eyes, that does make it look smaller than last year's model, even though it is actually bigger by 3 inches for all cab configurations. And moving around to the rear, there's not a whole lot that any truck maker can do to spice it up, but Chevy did as much as they could. The tailgate now has Chevrolet stamped out across the entire back, and the LED taillights have an organic shape that mimics the headlights. And you do have really nice dual exhausts that come with the V8. Overall, this is a good improvement that fully modernizes the Silverado, but without losing the signature elements. Continuing the modern look of the truck are these optional 18-inch contrast alloys, in place of the RST's standard 18-inch silver finished alloys. Obviously, there will be many other choices available on different trim levels. Our truck also has the Z71 package, which includes the Rancho monotube shocks, all-terrain tires, and a front skid plate, in addition to the mechanical bits of a 2-speed transfer case and a locking rear differential. Checking out the mirrors, they look larger than last year, and on this RST they are power adjusting and heated. We also have Safety Package 1, which includes blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. As for other safety features, this is one of the biggest changes for 2019. While the old Silverado did not have any active safety features, the new model has a comprehensive suite available as an option on LTZ and High Country. The Safety Package 2 includes forward emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, and automatic high beam headlights, but adaptive cruise control is not available. This now brings it in line with the F-150 and Ram 1500, minus the adaptive cruise. Now around back, there are a few other things to look at. The first one is the towing capacity, which on this particular model is 11,600 pounds with a 5.3 liter V8. If you choose to keep the RST standard turbo 4-cylinder, the rating would be 7,200 pounds. The other thing to look at is the bed. The RST includes the new remote release from the tailgate, key fob, or inside the cabin. And getting in is easier than ever, with enlarged bumper steps made for steel toe boots. The bed itself is made from high-strength steel, though the tailgate is now made from lightweight aluminum to make it super easy to close. Finally, you have 12 tie-downs, each rated for 500 pounds, and LED lighting. The last thing to look at on the outside is the 24-gallon fuel tank, good for a range of 432 miles as equipped with the 5.3-liter V8. And it does use regular unleaded fuel. Well, that concludes the all-new exterior. So now let's see how the interior stands up to the Ford and Ram. So right off the bat here, we already have a big change, and that's the introduction of a new smart entry system on the RST level and up. Previously, you could not get this system on any Silverado no matter what trim. To go along with that, those same trims do also come with remote start. To get inside the Silverado, there's not a sensor on the door, so you just press this button. Alright, so first looking inside the cabin of the 2019 Silverado, as you can tell, the changes are a bit more evolutionary than on the outside. However, Chevy did say that the owners liked it the way it was, so they decided not to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. Now, as far as your color choices, I can't comment on exactly which ones are available on the RST because it's not been released. However, I will say that every listing in the United States that I could find did have a jet black interior like this one. Now, we have the leather seating surfaces that come in the leather package, but cloth seating does come standard on the RST. Additionally, bench seating is standard on the RST, but our All-Star Edition includes the center console area. Now, turning to the door trim, it also has a similar look to last year, with a nice rubberized padded material for the armrest and padded plastic with stitching throughout all the rest. And you've also got a faux wood accent. Now, for your windows, all four are one-touch auto down, but only the driver's is auto up. On the RST, you've got 10-way power seats across the board with 2-way lumbar support. And then, like I already said, this leather is optional, but it feels really high quality, and I like the contrast stitching. Now, getting into this truck is not super easy since we've got the Z71 package that raises it up higher, and we are missing running boards. However, thankfully, Chevy did include an assist grip on the driver's side where there previously was not one available. Let's just pull myself inside here. So like I said, the design itself is not radically different this year. However, I can say that the materials have taken a big step up. Now, this is your mid-level RST trim, so this is far from the best you can get. However, it still does have really nice materials like this padded plastic with stitching that goes through all of the center portion. You do also have some silver trim that comes around the screen and the air vents. And then you've got some more of that faux wood down here with aluminum accenting. And everything does feel really, really solidly put together as well. So like I already mentioned, you do have smart entry and push button start, which previously weren't available at all. Now, what you are looking at is the RST's standard 8-inch high-definition touchscreen. For 2019, all Silverados come with a screen, either 7 inches or this 8-inch one. So what you are looking at are the more basic level gauges that come standard on the RST. Now, they are surprisingly similar to the outgoing model with the same analog design and then the gauges across the top. And then in the middle, you've got a 4.2-inch multi-function display, but it has been updated with the latest graphics that I showed you guys in the 2019 Equinox last week. So basically, you can just scroll through all the same stuff you're used to, plus a couple neat new features. Now, scroll down, one of those features is actually your brake pad life. So I've never seen that on any car before, and that just gives you an extra little handy thing that you don't have to remember. Now coming back to the steering, it is electric rack and pinion across all trims. And all RSTs come with this leather wrap steering wheel regardless of if you have leather seats or not. Now for your buttons, these are your cruise control, and then here is your heated steering wheel that comes in the convenience package. And then on the other side you've got your buttons for your multi-function display, voice commands, and phone buttons. The other noteworthy thing about the steering wheel is that it now tilts and telescopes where it previously could not do both. Now moving on up, we do have updated switchgear for 2019, including the column-mounted shifter. Now one thing you'll notice is that the tow mode is now over here with your drive mode selector. And you do have 3 modes, which is trailering, normal, and sport. In addition to that, you've got your 4-wheel drive controls, which are push button and automatic. And then you've got various other controls like your bed lighting and your normal headlight controls. Coming back over here to the column shifter, it does come on all trims. You can go down to drive, where you can shift manually with these little toggles. Like I said, the trailering mode is no longer on the end here. When we shift into reverse, you will find a backup camera on all trims, and on this model with the convenience package, it is high definition. We also do have active trajectory as well, and you can click on this button to see a line that lets you line up your trailer. And a 360-degree surround vision camera is available on higher trims. Now moving on to storage, this is one of the most important parts of a truck, and the Silverado definitely excels. Just like last year, you do have an absolutely massive center console. This is super deep. You could fit a purse, grocery bags, literally anything you wanted to in here. And you also find a USB port, a USB-C port, an aux jack, and an SD card slot. Additionally, up top here, this would be a wireless phone charger on higher trims. In front of that, you've got some cup holders, and then another giant pit through here, with its own USB port, USB-C port, 12-volt outlet, and even a household outlet as well. In addition to that, there is some storage up here on the top, and some storage here, and then a huge amount of storage over here on the door. So if you can't find enough space in here, you are a hoarder, and you should get help. Now moving on up, we've got your trailer brake controller right here, which used to be over there, now it's over here. And then above that, you've got a bunch of toggles. I'll go through these. These are your parking sensors. This defeats your auto start-stop system. This is your remote release for the tailgate. Hazards. Traction control off. This turns on your power outlet, and then this is your hill descent control. Now, like I already mentioned, complete information is not available yet. So I'm not entirely sure if dual zone automatic climate control is standard on the RST or if it's part of the All-Star package on this model. However, like I said, we do have dual zone automatic climate control, and it is similar to last year with your big easy knobs and buttons. And everything is well labeled. The changes do appear up here, however you don't have to make any adjustments. Also part of our convenience package, you will find 3-stage heated seats that allow you to pick between back and butt or just back. Also part of that convenience package, we have the upgraded Bose sound system. So let's go ahead and take a listen. This is an excellent sounding sound system. It really fills up the cabin well and has a lot of bass, but still a well-rounded sound. Anyways, that brings us to the updated Chevy Infotainment 3 system, so let's go ahead and take a quick look. So like I just mentioned, this is Chevy's brand new infotainment system, which they're calling Infotainment 3 instead of MyLink. Now this is the home screen where you can swipe over to your applications, or you can click on different things to expand them. So I can click into this and I go into my audio. Now I'm currently connected through Bluetooth audio, so I can play and pause from here. And I've also got my other sources located over here that I can switch between. Additionally, you do have all your radio presets across the top, and you could swipe between them if you have more than one set. Now one of the nice things about this system is that you've got shortcut buttons that are always present across the bottom. So we can quickly go into phone, for example. Now you've got your standard stuff like your keypad, but you've also got your contacts, which sync over from your smartphone automatically. And you can search by letter as well. Swiping over to our apps, we do have a Wi-Fi hotspot. This is where you will find the name and the password to sign in. And you do get a 3 GB or 1 month trial on this Silverado. More important than that though is your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. These are standard across the board on all trims. And it does allow you to have navigation functions, even though most trims of the Silverado do not have integrated navigation. And finally, if for some reason you want to adjust the climate up here, you can do that. That more or less covers the main features of the Chevy infotainment system, but of course we do have a more detailed tech help video available for those of you who want to learn more. A link to that is provided in the video description. Now moving on up from the screen, we do have a manually dimming mirror. However, since we have the convenience package, we actually have HomeLink universal remotes. We are also missing a moonroof on the RST, but that convenience package does include power sliding rear glass. So overall, the cabin of the Silverado is an impressive place to spend time. Nowadays, trucks have to be good at everything, all the functionality and all the luxury, and the Silverado really excels in all of those areas. And just like all GM vehicles, you do have a rear seat reminder. Now I'll go ahead and hand it off to Mason, who will look at the rest of the cabin. So the rear door trim of the all-new Silverado is surprisingly nice. It carries through the materials from the front, so you have this nice leatherette padding down here, and stitching even up here. You have a nice silver painted door handle, as well as some more of that faux wood trim. And most importantly, you do have plenty of door storage. Now in the rear of the 2019 Silverado, you're going to find a massive amount of space. You'll find 43.4 inches of legroom and 40.1 inches of headroom. That makes it bigger than the last generation Silverado, and on par with the Ford F-150. The rear seats are this nice leather design, and they are pretty comfortable. In the center, Chevy was nice enough to give you a couple cup holders, and down below that you do have 2 rear vents. This wasn't offered at all on the last gen Silverado, and it comes regardless of if you have the bench seating or the center console. Beside that, you do have some smart charging USB ports on the All-Star Edition, and you also have a 12-volt power outlet. It is worth noting that this is a USB Type-C, and this is a smart charging USB. Chevy also gives you a center armrest, which is not necessary for a truck, and it has 2 more cup holders inside, as well as a little storage area between. Up top, you do have a nice cutout for extra headroom, and you do have LED lighting. And as the specs would suggest, I have plenty of room behind rear seating position. I have about 2 foot of space between my knees and the seat back, and my feet can easily slide up under the seat. Sliding over even with the seat all the way back, I still have plenty of room. So overall, I'm really impressed by the rear seat of the all-new Silverado.
This isn't even the highest trim level, and we have plenty of luxury amenities to keep everyone happy, and tons of space. So great job from Chevy. The rear seats of the all-new Silverado can do a variety of different things. For one, you can raise them up like most trucks, and you do have plenty of storage underneath. You can sit that back down, and then you'll find the all-new feature for the 2019 Silverado, and not on any other pickup truck, which is this little storage compartment behind the rear seat back. It opens up kind of like a refrigerator, and there's plenty of storage inside. Additionally, you are able to fold the rear headrest by pushing this little button. The passenger seat is that same design, and it is manually adjusting on this RST. In front of the passenger, you do have nice materials with this nice stitched plastic, and you do keep the two-tier glove box from the last gen Silverado. Up top you have plenty of space, and down below you do as well. Makes for a large amount of storage space. Up top you do have a nice sun visor with a very large mirror, however you do not have any lights. You can adjust it, and it is extendable. Well, that's all we're going to cover up here, so now let's go ahead and get to the powertrain.
Alright, so with the Silverado and with pretty much any other pickup truck, there are a ton of different engine and transmission combinations. In this model, there are going to be 6 different combinations, but only 2 are available at launch. The 5.3 liter V8 and the 6.2 liter V8. Now in this RST, it will come standard with the turbo 4-cylinder when that is available. But for now, all RSTs are equipped with the optional 5.3 liter Ecotec V8. It produces 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque, which is the same as last year. It is now paired with an 8-speed automatic instead of a 6-speed, and of course you do have 4x2 and 4x4 options. Now what's new about the engine this year is a dynamic fuel management system, which builds upon your standard cylinder deactivation. You now have 17 possible combinations, and you can run the vehicle down to as low as just 2 cylinders. Additionally, you do have auto start stop, and that is standard, and there's a dedicated button to deactivate it as well if you don't like it. All that technology gives this model as equipped with 4-wheel drive, 16 city, 22 highway, 18 combined, rising by 1 mile per gallon if you go for the 2-wheel drive instead. That's 17 city, 23 highway, 19 combined. Those numbers do compare favorably to the 5.7 liter Hemi in the new Ram, and they tie the 5-liter V8 in the F-150. And of course, the turbo 4-cylinders numbers are not available at the time of this video. Alright, so we're just about out of gas, but we'll go ahead and pull it up to the front and give you guys the tiniest test drive.
Well guys, we hope you enjoyed watching the first in-depth look at the all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado RST. Stay watching for a quick overview of the pricing, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons below. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.